Alright, what's up guys? So, Hot T has uploaded a video titled Is Gabbie Hanna Okay? Y'all know what's going on with Gabbie. I haven't heard anything. It's like last I think I did hear something surrounding Gabbie. What was it? It was something. Dang. It's like I hate that. But anyway, you know what? Ray, she might talk about it in the video. So, but no, if you guys haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Ray. She is a very good friend of mine. So yeah, make sure you guys go show her love, support, do what you can. Subscribe to her main channel, which is Hot T, her personal channel Ray Rahimi, and her business channel Build Your Pocket. Subscribe to them all. Go show her love, support, do what you can. And yeah, and that being said, let's get into this video. 120 full screens and okay, there we go. Wait, let me make sure. Okay, audio's playing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna going off on everyone, from people like Rachel Oates, Angelica Oles, Oscar Wilde, and Trisha Paytas. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Give this
that's what it was. Keemstar was the one talking about. I can't remember who was talking about her and what they were saying, but now I remember now. So I guess it was a while ago. Keemstar, because it was right after all this stuff with David Dobrik started happening, and Keemstar was saying how like Gabbie, she was saying like, oh, I got all this dirt and I don't know if it's if I can talk on it for like legal reasons. And then she was like, oh yeah, like I can talk on it now. So this is probably it. I thought it was going to be about David Dobrik and them guys, but I guess it was. I honestly forgot about it because it was a while ago when that had happened. So, but anyways.
Thumbs up and turn on your post notifications. Alright, so what's been happening with Gabbie Hanna, you may ask? Well, if you haven't been on Twitter for the past week, you may have missed Gabbie Hanna going off on everyone. First, it began with her talking about the criticism over her poetry. She's published 2 poetry books, and for the past year or so, both of them have been dragged by commentators on YouTube. A lot of people are just not finding Gabbie.
People always be getting on her about something. It's like, dang, just like that girl. People was getting on her when she was on Vine. Then when she was a part of Vlog Squad, then she was doing her own thing, music and everything else. It's like, dang, this girl, she cannot live under any circumstances. See, here's the thing. I don't listen to her music. I don't read her books. I don't watch her videos. I just know of her, okay? I just know of her. I can't say that I'm, like, a true dedicated fan. But, hey, like, she's out here doing something. She's out here doing something that she loves. So at the end of the day, if you love it, it could be the worst thing ever. Look at Ice JJ Fish. That man was releasing freaking... If you guys do not know who he is, it could be that. Gabbie Hanna could be releasing music like that. And if she was, it's like probably have been like, you know, comedy reasons. But if not, she was being dead serious. It's like, fam, I just think people just gotta respect like the arts and crafts or whatever that the person wants to consider it. They just gotta respect their work at the end of the day. So it's like, if you don't like it, respect it. Just be like, hey, you know, it's just not something I'm into. Maybe somebody else might be into it. Gabbie Hanna got millions of fans. Most likely they're into it. But anyways.
Art good. To each their own. Art is subjective. However, Gabbie has said that she loves constructive criticism as it helps her grow as an artist. Although I think we can all agree that she's had a rough time handling any.
I think people, when they say things like that, because even I've said things like that, and I guess you have to come out and say that you like constructive criticism from random people. But constructive criticism from random people, to me, it just don't mean nothing. Like, when some random person comes to my channel and they're like, hey, your videos suck, change them. I'm like, how about you watch somebody else? That can change. That's actually a lot easier. And then that leads into arguments. But when it comes from somebody that actually do care about you, that actually does care for your videos, then I feel like that you can actually take that in and learn something from it. And they're like, okay, well, what should I do? We're going to talk, if we're going to be constructive on this, how should we build this? All right. So I think when it's from random people, then, you know, then she's going to probably make videos or go off on them and stuff. But if it was like from some friend of hers, they was just all like, hey, and there's been times where friends, they came to me and they just all like, you know, hey, this is what I think of this video. This is what I think of this, and this. And I'm like, hey, you know what? You reached out to me. You was being an adult about it. You wasn't going off and going crazy on me, saying my videos is trash. Because if you say stuff like that, you can't really take that as constructive criticism. And I know that that's not what they're saying, but at the same time, it's like, are these guys like poets? No, they're commentary channels. And I think that they're just me personally, I just think that there's people out there that just hate on Gabbie for no reason whatsoever. So that could be the reason. They could be poets, and if they are, I'm like, hey, well, you're doing your thing of poet. That it's just like with music. All music ain't meant to sound the same. That's why they got so many different types of genres. So maybe the genre that she's doing of poetry, I guess, is different from the ones that you're into. I never seen it. I don't see like or anything that's like, you know, that requires like an arts and crafts behind it. I don't see it being the same. I see everything needs to be different and unique. So yeah, I just think personally, I think people just need to chill on Gabbie Hanna.
Type of criticism. Gabbie was recently talking about her poetry and how it's been mistreated by commentators. She said, "I still can't believe I wrote a funny, engaging, thematic poetry book about mortality, childhood abuse, mental illness, and ideation as my first release, and all people cared to show was link in bio and family as relatives. The internet is full of a bunch of unempathetic, manipulative, money-hungry losers. I'm done letting myself feel bad about that. Because I frankly don't give a fuck anymore. I think it's really lame that a bunch of non-creative, insecure, and neurotypical people dragged my poetry for months for views on YouTube and TikTok instead of creating their own art. This is also why I'm so drawn to poetry, because I get to break the rules and write the way my head sounds. It was frustrating watching a bunch of people who don't understand the creative license and purpose of poetry pretend mine was bad because they couldn't grasp a neurodivergent brain." As Gabbie was expressing her opinion on people who critiqued her work, she mentioned Rachel Oates, who was one of the first people that were criticizing Gabbie's poetry. To be honest, some were more brutal than others, but Rachel's videos got quite the amount of views because she was actually comparing Gabbie's work to other poets and she was giving advice on how Gabbie can improve. She wasn't really bashing the poems, and her last videos on Gabbie were months ago. She also has similar videos on other influencers' books like Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, and even celebrities like Bella Thorne and Lily Reinhart. Gabbie responded to the backlash back then, and she...
So, like, my thing is I feel like if it's something like that, then it's like... And I did, and, you know, I was, like, saying this, like, you know, with random people, so it's like, at the end of the day, but it's like, I guess, like, when you're watching a person's, video, and if they're not bashing it, and I guess, yeah, if they're not bashing it, then it's like, you know, you can look and be like, hey, I just guess, like, based off of my own personal experience, when people make videos about me, that's why I can't really think along the lines, like, I don't think there's ever been a time somebody made a video about me and they wasn't trying to bash my name to the ground and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I can somewhat see the situation, but at the same time, I can't relate to the situation. So I guess like it's just one of those things, like you would have to like watch the video, I guess, to get some sort of like something from it. But other than that, yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things. And it might just be like a miscommunication at the end of the day. So who knows? But anyways,
sent Rachel her second book, Dandelion, to review it on her channel. Now, the review of the second book wasn't glowing or any better than the previous one, but then again, just because Rachel was sent the book, she doesn't need to like it. Fast forward to this past week, Gabbie called out Rachel and said that she had no qualifications to criticize her work, and also called her untalented, irrelevant, and said, "'Cause no one cares about her unless she's talking about me." Literally.
Wow.
She went on to say, "I also just want to say that Rachel Oatmeal took the time to write a book from the perspective of a dog, since I wrote mine from the perspective of an abused child, to mock me, yet she's still too much of a coward to release under her own name. What a loser." In response to someone asking for her she said she deleted her Twitter when people started calling her out on her abusive, manipulative, relentless abuse towards me. You know, like a cowardly loser. Rachel responded to a few of Gabbie tweets on Instagram. Gabbie then made like 10 or 20 stories on Rachel, tagging her, which resulted in Rachel blocking her on Insta, and then Rachel's account got temporarily deleted due to being reported by Gabbie's stans, and some of them were joking about doxing her on Twitter. Rachel defends herself on Instagram saying, "It's co-written by Kyra. I released a video showing how she helped the words out with me. It was cute, and my name is attached to it."
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that that's a problem, like, to write a book from. That's actually something that I would want to read, like a book with, like, but it's a perspective of a dog. Because no, there's these videos I seen on TikTok where somebody was doing that, and I thought they were the funniest things ever. So I'm like, at the end of the day, and it got like 41 reviews, and it's like all like, yeah, it's 5 stars and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I guess like if the girl, like, Rachel Oates, if she never like really say anything like wrong to Gabbie, and she was at the end of the day just really trying to like give her some advice on like poetry and things. I feel like that there's just there's nothing to trip about, but yeah, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, Gabbie, she just got sick and tired of the hate, and she just was like picking and choosing like all the like most viewed people. But it's like she did make a name for herself, like and people like her content, so that's how I see it. But anyways, but yeah, it's just I guess me trying to defend the Rachel Oates person, like, cause I don't really know this situation too well, but based off of what Ray said, it doesn't seem like that she was saying, like, based off like compared to some of the other videos I've seen, I'm like, fam, there's some other videos out there that you could be talking on. This Rachel Oates person, like, at the end of the day, I never have heard of her. But also, I'm like, she hasn't been on the radar of like somebody that hates Gabbie Hanna and stuff compared to other people. I've seen videos where it's like people just flat out just trashing Gabbie. So I'm like, it's like, there are some people I feel like they do try to help, and if they are randoms, then I think it's just like it's a trust thing. I think there's just at times Gabbie, she just trusted people too much on the internet, and that's why you become one of them emotional content creators. But at the and then that's what it's like, you gotta like pick and choose who you trust. You gotta pick and choose like who you gonna make videos on. So me, for an example, like I pick and choose who I make videos on, and it's always people that's hating. If it's something like this, I'm like, okay, it's a person that's trying actually trying to help, so I probably will watch the video, but I ain't gonna trash their name or anything. So
I'm not a
anyways
coward. Gabbie says this is the part she chose to defend. LMAO. Okay guys, my apologies. She did co-write the book mocking my art about my trauma with her dog. I thought her dog wrote it herself. Might be. Narcissistic abuse is when someone harasses you endlessly, and when you finally stand up for yourself, they tell you you're having a breakdown. You, Miss Oates, are a monster. Looks like you can't handle criticism. And this is what Rachel had to say on the situation. Hi everyone, quick update. A certain someone's millions of fans have decided to mass report my Instagram account, and it's temporarily disabled my Instagram while they review it. But as I've done nothing wrong, I'm sure I'll be back up soon. I emailed several times, made that YouTube video explaining what happened, and finally I was sent a link to appeal the Instagram ban, and they told me my account was deactivated by mistake and reinstated it, which I am so thankful for.
That's good. Sorry for the headache. Still can't believe she harassed me, mocked, not trying relentlessly, then tried to start problems in my personal life, then blocked me, then accused me of having a breakdown for holding her accountable with a narcissistic rage. There's like a lot of stuff going down. Just a reminder that Rachel Oates has terrible taste. Huh.
I'm responding because you have 8 to 10 videos about me on your channel. You published a book mocking me. You tried to cause drama between my
That's I'm like, you can't let things get to you like this badly to where you're gonna be like rambling or not rambling, but like ranting about it like literally everywhere and just going after. My thing is, and I have been in Gabbie Hanna's shoes before, and that's the one thing that it wasn't even really something that I had to tell myself, but don't get emotional about this. Don't get and I'm telling you, like, I might have not been dealing with it, hate as long as Gabbie Hanna, because it seemed like, when did Vine come out? Vine came out in like 2013. It seemed like all the way from back then, all the way up until like today, or just, I'm probably going to continue on and stuff. Gabbie Hanna has been getting hate nonstop. I remember I was getting hate for like 4 years across YouTube, across like all social media platforms. I was getting called racist names. People was, reaching out to my friends, bothering them. And that was the one thing where I was like, I never did get emotional. If anything, I just started roasting people. I'm like, okay, if that's the game that you're going to play, that's the game that you're going to play. If I say something and then you start crying, you're like, oh, he said. I'm like, no, y'all set yourselves up for this. So that's just all I'm going to say about it, all right? But I just, I think, Gabbie, she is getting a little bit emotional and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call it a breakdown. I've seen breakdowns before, and I wouldn't call it like this a breakdown, but she is definitely getting her emotional side like involved, and people are gonna see that. And then I feel like videos like this, Hot Teas videos and a bunch of other videos is gonna get made, and they were like, look how emotional she's getting over criticism. So I'm saying, that's
to a friend and
gotta be careful
you
with
went
that.
on Twitter accusing me of manipulating. friend into standing up against you. What else? Instagram posts, tweets. You're a manipulative bitch. I'm done dealing with it. Now, I was waiting for you to slow down so I could respond to everything at once when I was mentally strong. That doesn't mean I am having a breakdown. That actually means I'm finally healthy. You fucking bitch. I was done opening my mouth as long as she shut her mouth, and she can't, which is funny because she doesn't want me to respond, and she literally can't help herself from responding even though she's wrong. I really cannot believe that you guys let a woman who doesn't like Bo Burnham tell you that my book wasn't good. This is the biggest compliment that I've ever.
I think it's, and then it's like to talk on this, like she's mad at the fact that she's criticizing a person I guess she likes. I'm like, fam, not everybody's gonna like what you like. There's at times where people be telling me about things and they expect me. I'm just like, I'm gonna flat out just be honest. I don't like it. I'm like, they might be the biggest artist. They might be, artist, everybody, or actor, artist, whoever it is, poet. But I'm like, I don't care for it. I don't like it. I'm sorry if that offends you or if that hurts your feelings. But I'm like, I should have a right to like something or to not like something. I just think that, once again, it is like a miscommunication. I just think, this Rachel Oates person, she likes a certain thing. Gabbie Hanna likes a certain thing. It collaborated, positive and negatives. It's not going to be good at the end of the day. And then stuff like this happens. So,
Gotten that she called both mine and Burnham's work disappointing. She called Bo Burnham's work disappointing. Her. Who is she? Like this, what are you talking about? You let her tell you that my book wasn't good. Get your ass to the store, buy both my fucking books. You can get them online too.
Okay, so thankfully I have my account back, but only after kicking up a fuss on YouTube and sending tons of emails and a whole thing. It's been an absolute nightmare. My account was false flagged by fans of a much bigger account. And the fact that huge creators like that can target, in comparison, small people like me and just send their fans after me, and Instagram won't do anything about it. They'll just let my account be flagged. They'll let my account be deactivated. That's absolutely not okay, and that is a problem. This is a huge issue with Instagram, and yeah, they've reinstated my account now, but I had no guarantee that they were going to do that. There was no obvious appeal process.
Yeah.
They didn't make anything easy. I had to kick up a fuss on other platforms like YouTube first. It's just been an absolute nightmare. As I said, I'm not going to respond to any of you-know-who's completely unfounded claims, because my work speaks for itself, and if she'd bothered to watch or read any of it, she would know this, and that's why you know this, because you did watch it.
So while Gabbie was going off on Rachel, Angelica Oles was one of the first tea channels to be talking about the situation on Twitter while it was happening. She was tweeting in response to Gabbie, mainly expressing her thoughts and opinion on why she thinks what Gabbie was doing was too much. Gabbie then decided to leave Rachel since she wasn't giving her that much attention, and decided to put Angelica on blast on her Instagram stories, Twitter, and TikTok. Gabbie talks about how she was being exploited by all these drama channels, and she was specifically saying that Angelica had exploited, bullied, harassed her, and made these videos on her. Gabbie also said that Angelica inserted herself into this to exploit her.
And then it's another thing where it's, just even talking on, like, I guess, like, the reasons why, like, these videos about Gabbie just got started is that she is an emotional YouTuber. It's like she's one of those people where it's like, if something goes down with her, she has to post one of those crying videos. She has to post a video where she's just, like, all messed up at the certain, like, time being. And it's like, bruh, you gotta relax. Like, and I think a lot of people just don't understand that. This is the internet. You're gonna see things. You're gonna, there's people. My thing is that there's people that have been in far more worse videos, like outside of, like, Gabbie Hanna. There's people they've had far more worse videos being done about them, and I, like, man, I can honestly, I could go, like, on and on and on about all the different types of videos that I've seen, and it's been like let's just say it's videos that would definitely not be allowed on YouTube, and if it came down to it where it's videos of people getting shot and killed and they getting published all across online and stuff, you got videos like that, and then you got videos like this where somebody's criticizing my poetry. You gotta think at the end of the day, which situation would you rather be in? Like, that's what I'm like, you gotta, like, separate, like, your real life emotions from YouTube. Like, I go onto YouTube, look, at the end of the day, I'm an entertainer. If I get, like, I see this kind of like a stand-up comedy show. If I get a heckler, I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm not going to like, oh my god, like somebody's heckling me. I gotta cry my eyes out now and talk about like how like, all this other dumb stuff. And it's like, fam, at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. This is the internet, okay? We've all been criticized. We all got haters. At the end of the day, the only thing that should matter is the people like your fans and those that are supporting you, like day and night supporters. Other than that, don't worry about nobody else. But anyways.
She calls her names and a narcissistic, manipulator, liar, and many, many other things. Angelica is a fellow T in commentary channel. It's her job to report when influencers are in drama. So really, if you're not in drama worth talking about, she wouldn't be talking about you, right? Now, mind you, last year, Gabbie had a breakdown in regards to the way that she felt that she was treated by YouTube, and her thoughts on drama channels were not nice, let's just put it that way. And now people feel like it's just happening all over again. Angelica tweeted, I just think this is unnecessary. Say your part about criticism, hate, whatever you want to call it, but multiple tweets calling someone obsessive and a bully while being obsessive and a bully back is an interesting way to go about things.
I can't fight fire with fire.
It's called Gabbie Hanna is a bully, and Gabbie replies to that being like, is it necessary to call someone a bully, Angelica? Is that mean, toxic, a gross generalization made on someone I've never met? These narcissistic, confused, goofy I swear to God, they don't even try not to be hypocritical. Angelica says, you're not comparing manipulative narcissist and abuser to the word bully, are you? Come on now. I just watched Gabbie's Instagram story and she keeps calling on Rachel a manipulative narcissist abuser, among other things, because Rachel critiques her book. How about instead of calling her every 2 seconds, you critique Rachel's videos? Gabbie says, so standing up to a bully is bullying them? I'm the only person who's supposed to sit back and allow people to exploit and harass me because
I guess like overall, like so alright, so let me I guess like if I can place this in like real life terms, like outside of YouTube. So let's say if this is like a classroom, right? Me, like, you got Gabbie Hanna like up in front of the class, like, reading off some poetry or having somebody listens to her music. So Rachel Oates is in the corner, she's like, let's say she's a fan of rap, she likes rap. Gabbie Hanna is up there singing freaking, I don't know, like just country music or something. Rachel Oates loves rap. She doesn't love any other genres, right? So pretty much like you're standing up in front of the classroom. It's like, okay, if you don't want people to overall like critique or talk on your like country music singing, whatever, don't get up in front of the class and start singing and stuff. So you got Rachel Oates in the corner, sitting there trying to guess to like understand it, like, and I think that's what she honestly was trying to do. I think she was just, trying to understand like Gabbie Hanna's like book, and she didn't really understand it. She, she thought it was disappointing or whatever. And you got me and Hot T in the back. We just out here watching YouTube. Okay, we're not in the classroom. All right, it's a classroom of Rachel Oates. I guess like Angelica, she walked in late, whatever. I don't know. But anyways, so Gabbie Hanna, she's just like, okay, what do you guys think? And of course, like all of Gabbie Hanna's friends is gonna be like, oh yeah, we love everything you're doing. We love everything you're doing. And then then she's like pretty much, I wouldn't necessarily say that she was looking at Rachel Oates, but Rachel Oates said like, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like country music. So you're saying at the end of the day, like that's her bullying you. How is that bullying? I don't understand it. I'm like, and then I guess like Angelica, she tries to like come in and defend. I don't know. I'm trying to like really place this. It's a very confusing situation because I'm like, Gabbie, ain't nobody did anything to you. Like, and at the end of the day, yes, as people are making videos about you, that's life. That's what happens when you're a content creator. You're gonna have people out there making videos about you. You know how many times people that made videos about me? It's funny because there's this one guy. He kept making videos about me. He's no longer here on YouTube, okay? And then it's like, even with other people, it's like there's so many other people that made videos. There's actually one guy, he made a bunch of videos. I mean, he didn't even get his channel taken down because of something that he was doing on me. He got his channel taken down because he thought he can carry that same energy with other people. And that's why I'm like, look, at the end of the day, you can't be like acting a certain way. And that's, talking to Gabbie, it's like you can't act a certain way to people and then think that something good to you is going to happen at the end of it. So it's like, I feel like, either karma, I feel like sometimes, I don't know if that would make sense to people, but all right, what I was about to say doesn't even matter, but it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like karma will make its course around Gabbie, And, you know, there's going to be some things that she's going to have to answer for. Because it's like, you know, at the end of the day, nobody ain't do anything to you. It's like, you're out here, like, going off on this girl because she, like, this wouldn't have been no different if she would have wrote this review on a website, or if she, I don't know, like somewhere where it's like you write reviews about poetry, but it wouldn't have been no different. So it's like, is that what you're going to do to all the people that review your book on, like, Amazon or any other bookstore out there? It's like you're gonna get mad at them. It's like, fam, who cares? It's like, you wrote the book, you published it, that's all that matters. So it's like, you're out there being a content creator. That's the only thing that should matter. All this other extra stuff, ignore it. But it's like, yeah, she just, like I said, she let her emotions get the best of her. So
if I defend myself, I'm a bully. What are you? Shut the fuck up, Angelica. Get back to law school. Angelica said, you're clearly going through something right now. Good luck with whatever it is. Angelica then stepped out for a bit. A lot of fans and other creators were like, whoa, don't give her attention. A few other tea channels like T-Spill and Spill Sesh also came in defense of Angelica, and others were put on blast. After a few days, Angelica briefly spoke about the situation in one of her recent videos. She summed up the racial situation and how she got involved in all of this. She said that in her opinion, Gabbie is experiencing some sort of mental breakdown just like last year, and she mentioned that she didn't want to comment on Gabbie's mental state. However, she wanted to still say something about all of this. Here's a clip.
That I probably won't be filming a video on this. I had a whole planned full video. I have notes, I had screenshots. I had probably 200 screenshots at this point. I deleted all of them. When it comes to someone who's quite clearly going through a mental breakdown, that's no shade to her whatsoever. I feel actually extremely bad for her. Just knowing myself, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a whole video where I'm basically bashing Gabbie Hanna and being like, this is where you lied, this is what you said wrong, this is what you said here, but in reality, that's the truth. Because there is a lot of that, and I did a lot of that on Twitter. I disproved a lot of things that she said about me and about other people.
here we go. So that's a lie. I'm, you know, at the I'll read it on my own time. I kind of got like a message of everything that's going on.
A lot of people were joking, saying they're waiting for Gabbie's new project since she is probably promoting herself through all of this.
The last couple days was I responded to everybody who inserted themselves into my life. I responded to everybody who started to try to make drama with me despite them not being involved in any type of situation. Because what I did was call out the fact that a woman published a book mocking me and called it constructive criticism, and because I didn't think it was cool that she had a dog write her book in place of a child who was supposed
and I guess to like use this as another example, let's say like getting back into like music and stuff, pretty much you came out with a song, somebody came out with a song like mocking it and making fun of it. You didn't even drop a diss track. You just pretty much got emotional about it and started crying, saying somebody help, somebody did this diss track on me. No, come out with a diss track back. Like, okay, like put down your Uno reverse card, do something. But I feel like she, you know, she didn't do any of that. It's like, or you didn't just, you know, move on and just let the situation be. Like, you got mad about it and things. And so, and I feel like people are going to try to like use my situation as an example, but I'm like, hey yo, like the people I was dealing with, they were racist. So I'm like, I feel like I should have a reason to talk on like, you know, my situation, like, or some things about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, my situation, Gabbie's situation, it's like, yeah, it's like we both had people make videos on, or we both had people that made videos on us. At the end of the day, nobody wasn't saying anything racist about her. If they were, then it's like, you know, them are, yeah, you know, they're haters at the end of the day. But you know, and I feel like people, I was like, yeah, overall, like the people that did make videos on me, they're haters. So, but I do feel like that the Rachel Oates girl was like, you know, she was, well, if it was the whole book thing was like mocking her, it's like, who knows why. But yeah, I don't think that she shouldn't have taken it this far, pretty much. I do think that she, like I said, been saying in this video, she got a little emotional.
Who have written my book. I thought it was really callous and cold, so I wanted to call attention to it, and then I responded to everybody I was seeing who was inserting themselves to point out how ridiculous it was that I can't defend myself in any situation.
But also, people were really scared and upset on why she's still on social media. Many tweets were like, oh, she's not made for social media, why is she an influencer when she can't take criticism, and so on. Another thing to mention is that a lot of her stans were attacking anyone who commented on her tweets, anything that wasn't on her side. Like we mentioned, Rachel's Instagram got temporarily deleted due to spam reporting. Angelica also said she received a lot of threats and warnings for reports on Instagram. Gabbie then proceeds to talk to several other influencers and creators and goes off on all of them, including Trisha, Oscar Wilde, not the author, and many, many more. So stay tuned for part 2. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want a video on that in part 2 if you guys want.
I do.
Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Gabbie is bullying and attacking people, or do you think that she's just defending herself? Comment down below.
Nah.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. That was it for today's video. Please make sure to comment and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, bye.
So like my thing is that defending yourself is when you come out and you give out an explanation on why you had released the book that you released. You know, so she was to approach the situation like, hey, the reason why I released this book was for this reason, this reason, and this reason. You know, and it wasn't, and I haven't watched Rachel Oates' videos on here, so I really don't know if she was calling her names or any of that stuff. I guess if she was, then yeah, she probably was defending herself. But if she wasn't, then, you know, then, yeah, I think that she, like I said, she let her emotions get the best of her, so... Yeah, I just think, you know, Gabbie, she probably needs a break. Overall, she just needs to... Is my microphone? My microphone's plugged. I was like, bruh, if my microphone wasn't plugged up, I'd been like, bruh, I sat here for 30 minutes talking, and y'all can't hear it. I'm like, nah, now I'm beefing. But anyways, yeah, I think Gabbie, she just needs to take a break, chill pill, something. But... pretty good video. I enjoyed it. Shout out to Hot Tea. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to her. Make sure you subscribe to her personal channel, Ray Rahimi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.